All right, what's up, Weekend Warriors? Time to do the thing we do it to it. Fastest freaking show in MLB, absolutely anywhere. With your boy, Big Johnny Stud, coming to you worldwide. Brooklyn, New York, as always. Coming at that damn chair as always. No fucking rest for the weary round here, right? We get him when we finna. Baseball's version of 300. Give the book nothing. Take from that bitch everything.
This is Sparta!
You're damn right. Frickin' madness round here. Who am I, your host? Big Johnny Stud. Follow me up on Twitter at John the Gazer Follow. Sharpening the damn razor. Same handle over on Substack. Hit me up on Insta for some AI slop. Whatever. Nudes in bio. I don't know how to get fucking subscribers anymore. Fastest damn show in baseball. Absolutely anywhere. No one doing it quite like us. I don't even sure if anyone's doing it, period, anymore. Is anybody doing game by game, like granular, like pricing stuff? Is anyone doing it at all? I feel like we're fucking dancing and no one's watching. Well, that part's true. No one is watching. So comment, rate, review, and subscribe so I'm not just some fat idiot screaming at his computer. All right, let's try and blow through it. I know people do not want these long, drawn-out shows during the weekend. Plus, I just got to get yesterday. Like, I have to cleanse yesterday. Everything, like, literally went wrong. You know, I mean, Yuri Perez at plus 130, a decent value. Oh, he was wild. Yeah, that wasn't good. I mean, Cade Horton, he was off to a pretty good start. We like Cade Horton. He was like pretty close to even money. I mean, we had the edge, right. It didn't go so good. But Kyle Bradish, he's really good. He's kind of like an ace type, and you know, maybe Baltimore would wake up on offense, maybe, right? No, that didn't happen either, did it? No, none of that happened. There's even one I'm forgetting also. Just dogpiled. Oh, and Joe Boyle, right? Back Joe Boyle. He was looking pretty good, and you know, he limited yesterday, like 9 strikeouts. How'd they do? Ray's bullpen, I was talking about the F5 and went full game. That ended up my like. Yeah, that ended up freaking stinging me in yours. So, yep, such is life in the big city. I'm still in demo mode. I'm always very clear about that. I do a combine mode. I just like to show profitability for 10 days. Even with the stinker yesterday, we're still pretty close to even. So going live after this week is not off the table, but you know, I just like to be very transparent. I will also recommend that to everybody that's thinking about betting. Don't get your clock cleaned right off the bat. It's a very long season. Things change, weather, the ball and stuff, maybe new trends. You never know. You want to see, let it develop. Chances are you're not going to make $1 million out of the box. Best bet is to, again, show profitability, clean up your modeling, do your testing, get your confidence going, and then, you know, your plan, your process, and you go forward. Got a couple comments. Appreciate you all. It's our boy, VQ Lopez. Cash that Tigers 1.5. You know, that was funny yesterday, too. So we killed the early stuff, right? We had all those. We had all of that. We had fucking all of them. And now I'm mad at myself because I was so stinky yesterday. Like, that was all gravy, right? Dodgers cover ended total. The Tigers cover. The Boston Padres under was good. But yeah, all the rest of the stuff that I liked, you know, and again, that's going to happen sometimes when you play around. Yeah, nice pick. Appreciate you, dude. You know, when you play around even, sometimes that's going to be part of it, right? As much as we love, like, oh shit, Cade Horton minus 108. You know, there's a reason we like him. We don't think he's minus 280. And yeah, we ended up just getting F and A. These things are, you know, going to happen. I would not be doing anything crazy. I wouldn't be making any kind of like crazy overreactions. And, you know, we just kind of push forward. So there's 9 games at night. I was a little bit behind. There's a doubleheader today. All of my, you could tell, right? The work is very templated. It's not set for 32 teams or 16 games. It's set for 15 game maxes and moving the guys from yesterday, making sure the data was right and the ordering was right, and then everything just kind of imports correctly. Took me an extra second, but before 8:30 in the morning, you get absolutely everything right, all the data and the ranks and stats and the projections. K projections generally after the show. Yeah, let's do the after nighttime stuff. Like I said, 9 at night. As we say around here, the best part of waking up the world famous pitching sheets in your mug. Have a cup. Have a glass. Sit down. I mean, this is what it's all about. Like, really, where else are you getting this kind of the snapshot all at once? There really is nowhere else. And as the data widens, the information gets even better. So we got my guy Rhett Lauder on the bump, plus 130 dog on the road against Kumar Rocker Roller for the Rangers, minus 144. I did want to lead with the pitching sheet because it kind of part of like the gig. But I want to just do a board read today. I really want to be quick. I mean, again, these weekend shows, these split shows, just don't do very well, right? We're going to, our DGens, they're listening. After that, like, I get it. People have a life. So I was a little bit surprised to see Lauder as a dog to Rocker. I think since he has the pitching edge there, and it's not to overreact to the small sample you see from Rocker up on the board. Also, you'll notice one of the things that you get in season every single day, that actually came up today, in case you were wondering, if you see on the algo sheet, why does Rhett Lauder have a frying pan with a fucking egg next to him? I don't know, it started with cooked bullpens, and I wanted emojis don't all play the same way, and I just wanted one that would kind of stick out, that isn't something else to be confused with anything else, and cooked bullpen turned to like gassed bullpen, because it doesn't necessarily mean cooked like they're finished, it just means there's a stress on utilization, and I factored that in. I don't want you to double count. If you're looking up at the screen, there's a tab, right, with the little symbol. I do that, right? I use keys and legends so you can, again, easily move. That bullpen report is up on the board. Today, Cincy's the only late one. Pagan went 2 of 3. Santillan went 2 of 3. Ashcraft went 2 of 3. So again, it's not like these guys are unavailable, but at 3 or 4, you start to look for the drop off. I'm also just getting back into my routine. So to that point, I still have Cincy ahead, though I have, Texas kind of closing the gap deeper in the game, which, speaking of, distance is probably going to be an issue. I don't know if you're going to get more than 5 from Lauder or Rocker. So being that I like Cincy as a dog, and I'm worried about the bullpen, this one feels elementary enough. I want to go Cincy F5. I've been having massive amounts of trouble with my bookie, which is the site I use all the time. they don't pay me at all. I just promote them because they have great prices and they're available all the time. And they're like the board, like, it's almost like only if you leave, I'm finding. If you flip away from it for too long, it has like it's almost like they reset the sleep settings. And I feel like fucking crap. I should come clean. That I hit a monster fucking parlay last night. Like, I hit a monster. A monster. Check this fucking bitch out. I got totally lucky being an idiot, which is why I didn't tweet about it. But if you're listening to my show on Saturday, you are my people, and the only people I really give a shit what you think about. People who care about me, who think about me. And I posted yesterday, we were so bad in the afternoon. I was like, we can only be perfect at night at this point, that every single thing went wrong. So, and I tweeted it, whatever, there were 4 games or whatever. I want to see if I can actually find this. And yeah, I feel like now I have to get everything 100% right. Seattle plus the U8, check. A's plus 09, check. Atlanta plus U9, check. I-type Mets U7.5, which is what I had. It was very close. I was going back and forth. Giants haven't hit. The Mets haven't really hit. I like, who the fuck was on the bump? McLean and Molly, right? I ended up under. I mistakenly bet the over. Can you fucking believe that shit? So, like, I'm sorry. It's fucking terrible. I'm like, it's ridiculous. So, I was tailing. I was watching, right? I'm sweating this shit, hoping that I made how many people probably think, you know how that shit goes on social media. Somebody that people trust puts out a parlay, everyone is going to fucking tail it. And how many people were sweating that bitch last night? And of course, I got it home with, the Mets got out early and I knew it was probably doomed. It hung late. They scored again late and it ended up at like 10. And I woke up to a monster fucking hit, like a monster hit. And it was just a few dollars, but it was such a big fucking odds. Anyway, so maybe we could carry that late momentum. But I really just want to address, we were so bad that you don't want to be like, the thinking should be, oh my God, we missed 4 or 5 in a row, abandon ship and fucking run for the hills. It's more like stay the course if everything was close and checks out. So I can't get them up and running. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm going to just take you on one little wild ride. Damn, somebody. I think it was Max. Knows I'm a big under strikeout better guy for hitters. Everybody pulled those after we broke DraftKings back. When we hit like a 7,500 to 1, like 2. Let me tell you something. I call it luck we won. They put that market out. I was talking on the show every day about how they were mispricing it. They were using the wrong wave set, and they were going to get cracked by us. And it took us like less than 2 weeks to hit a 7,500 to 1. They took the market down. MGM is back in the business. They're back in the game. But they changed their F5 overhead anyway. But anyway, they're like calling me. I don't know if I could post them because not everyone has access to it. I hate posting markets that people think can't get. They'll say, "Oh, look how much money I'm making," and none of the followers making money. If my subscribers are not making money, I'm not going. Like I can't. Like I could play it, but I don't know how to manage that stuff. Anyway, I was filibustering because MGM used to have a really great F5 page. And they no longer do. Son of a gun. Yeah, they're doing what everyone else is doing. You have to click through the game and go to F5. Sucks. So, whatever. I'm sorry. I freaking just wasted everybody's time. All right, so let me just mark down manually, and we'll have to come back to it. So give me the Cincy F5. I do like Rocker, but I think at the very least we probably have a split with the offenses. And again, I'm a little bit worried about the Cincy bullpen in general. I'm a little bit worried about the usage back there and the louder depth. So yeah, Cincy F5, and let's just move it on. Sorry about that. Next up, Max Meyer on the bump against Ryan Weathers and the Yankees. I mean, Yankees are just such a fucking wagon right now. Anytime they're facing somebody with a pulse, right, that could pitch, like Max Meyer, who's pretty good. Now, the pro-level stuff hasn't been great, right? Again, Matt Meyer is a good example of a pitcher showing you signs of a breakout, right? The ERA is too high, the whip is too high, but the expected ERA is low, and all the disciplinary stuff is good. He had a 327 BABIP, 18% homer fly ball, and a 32% fly ball rate. So there's some stuff you could see correcting Meyer from a first-round pick. The problem here is Weathers is looking sharp, and the Yankees are like hitting, and they're unhittable right now. So I hate to stand for the Yanks, but yeah, it's hard to get this one. You know what's funny? I'm looking at it now. I was supposed to stretch this, and I didn't. I forgot. I missed that the spread, right, is so narrow. Minus 181, plus 149. I saw the 149, not the 180. That 180 is supposed to trigger it. Watch, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it in real time. I can't show you behind the scenes, but I can do this. But I have a feeling it's not gonna like do a ton. Anyway, it's gonna move a little. We're gonna get a little bit here. Watch, this is funny. So, a little bit of real time validation for the model and just understanding how pricing and favorites work. So, if you were looking at the board, I just made my. Oh, I have to take that down right now. because it's going to affect all the other totals and shit. I guess I could do that. I'll do it after. It brought the 133 to a minus 149, which is in line with the underdog price. All that rest is fucking air, right? That entire space. So this should be like minus 150 plus 150. All that 30 cents is all fucking air. So today's show a little out of whack, right? A little off kilter, but it's how we roll. You know what I mean? Sometimes the learning is going to take us right into the games. Sometimes the learning is going to take us off on a trail, and hopefully we could get the machete and hack our way back to the fucking main path. We're not getting swallowed by the fucking bear. So all of this is to say, when the Yankees are playing well, they're going to be really hard. They're going to be really hard because if facing good pitchers, they're not invincible. The model is going to be calling you to play the dogs like you're yesterday, but you get very small margin for error. So while, again, there's a little bit of, there's a little bit of love in here. I don't know if you can jump it. Gosh, I'm like a wounded man without my bookie board, because that's where I'm so quick with reading it. They usually have a single board. I've been using oddstrader.com. I'll shout out anybody who the fuck will help us. I want to see the run line. They have like a nearly full board. You have to flip back a little bit. So the number I was looking for is the Miami run line, right? They're getting plus 110. So that would be the value play. I'm fucking nervous. But the value play would be taking the Marlins at plus 110, getting the run, and hoping for a tie, right? You can have the Yankees modeled for a win and still think this is 2-2 through 5 innings. So I'm going to put the Miami F5 run line. But man, right now, I'm just not trying. I'm just not really trying to mess with the Yanks. Weathers is good. Miami, do you really trust the Miami offense? My answer is probably no. Although the guys I like, Marcy and Casey, are lefties, and maybe that's part of the worry. All right, let's move it on. Next up, apparently the belle of the ball in a lot of high stakes fantasy circles, it's fucking Steven Matz for the Flat fucking Fish of Florida. Yes, believe it or not. Some of the objectively best fantasy baseball players in the country, so therefore on earth, are on Steven Matz, and are watching this and are all over this guy. They're waiting for like a superstar out of here. I've never really seen it from Matz. Now, what do they like about it? Look, 3.31, 111 ERA whip surface combo through 81 2/3. The command and the control is really great. What are the worries? No swing and miss. He's not going to strike guys out. A lot of in-zone stuff. Now, he's been very good at using the control to hammer the lower quarter, keep the ball low and in the yard. I just worry, right? I just worry that here, let's bring up the Twins really quick. Twins offense has been good. There's a lot to like here. They've also hit lefties really well for what it's worth, though that sample's not great. The average is low, but the power stuff is really strong, and the disciplinary approach is really good. So to me, that's a rough matchup for Matz, right? He's throwing strikes, and they're not chasing, right? They're making contact and making good contact. They're also facing McAble. He was a spring training standout, former first rounder, won a rotation spot, ended up in relief, but the beginning of the season, off days and shit, they wanted to get him to work. Something I'm saying is true. My nose is itching like a motherfucker right now. So I have Abel greater than sign Matz right now. And I think I like the Twins offense over the Rays. And if I'm not mistaken, right, the bullpen, that Rays bullpen, like, look at this stuff. Rays bullpen on the season, 10.5 ERA, whip north of 2, 317 batting average allowed, 6 home runs in just 22 innings. Not that the Twins have been much better, but the underpinning stuff is significantly better. So I'd imagine Algo says. Now, yeah, I've got the Twins as a favorite. I didn't realize they were a slight favorite. I wonder if that flipped. I'm losing my mind. I do so much data collection all the time. I thought Matt's was the favorite when it opened. I might be mistaken. It was so close. It depends on the book. There's I see one book where Matt's is a 112 and Abel's a 108 or whatever. But anyway, I like the Twins for the win. And I think while the Rays are this bad, I'm going to take the home team, right? Give me the home team with what I'm hoping is a bullpen edge, though, of course. Twins really nothing to write home about. Next up, Bryce the Elder on the bump for the Bravos, leaving the Dirty, heading out to the desert to face Mikey Soroka and the Snakes, with shapes on their back. Minus 115 for the Bravos, minus 105 for Soroka. This feels like another one. I like the home team. This sounds like a copy and paste for me. Yeah, very similar pricing, very similar kind of argument here. Elder going to pitch the contact. Braves also have the bullpen emoji. Iglesias 2 of 3, Robert Suarez 2 of 3. Those are the two big pieces. Dylan Lee 2 of 3. Now, no one's over 32 pitches. I believe they'll all be available, but I do kind of use it as a blanket statement. The third of 4 days is a lot of up and down, and I'm not as confident, right, in those guys. Now, Soroka generally pitching above his skis. Right, you can see the expected stuff is all really strong. The approach stuff is strong. You maybe see more chases and getting ahead, but everything else is really good. Once Mike Soroka's healthy, he's a good MLB pitcher. He doesn't get enough love. 112 whip through nearly 95 innings last year. Braves are starting to hit, though. Right, they were our Undertaker meme last year, up off the mat after the rough start. Oh, yes. So that could be tough for Soroka also. Diamondbacks offense doing the sellout thing, not really hitting for average. It's tough. This should turn around for them because the approach is really good. They're just chasing too much, which is the first way to a floor in baseball. Now, Elder is not really out there like inducing fucking chases and reaches and stuff. 92 zone contact, single digit swinging strike, sub 26 CSW for Bryce the Elder. So I think I'm on runs being scored here. Braves bullpen's been lights out, but again, we're a little bit worried. Diamondbacks bullpen has been kind of straight trash. My model is like you got to remember, it's technically under 9.5, but it's not really under 9.5 because I have one score over 4.5. There's a near 5, and I've won at 4-4, which is close to it. Is lots of 4s and 5s. Think of the distribution curve of where that's the mean outcome. Yeah, I could get this one to 10. I wish I had got 09. Like I would want. That's the play I would want. I would want 09. Let me see. The one thing DraftKings is pretty good with their alt line labeling. Like you could find that pretty easily. It's minus 142. It's a little heavy. I don't like to pay that for a standalone total. If you're like a parlay person, I would pay to move it. But I think I'm leaving this one. I liked Arizona F5. I'm not really trying to challenge the Braves offense. One thing, funny, now that I have Claude, I could actually have Claude test this because it was anecdotal and it was avoiding these F5. So zoom in on the F5, everybody, right? I don't know if you could see my cursor, but the right side, right there, they're duplicates, reflexive. Anytime the losing team, right, the team behind is still modeled for more than 2.5 through 5, I don't like to bet against that. I feel like at that point you're looking at totals because you're also understanding that your pitcher could give up 3. 3 is the highest of all the, F5 team totals. and they come at plus money. So when you just kind of think through that pricing, you're playing with fucking fire, especially if you're like paying a juice, right? That doesn't. There's something wrong. There's something off about that. So I'm going to avoid it. Next up, Shota Imanaga and the Baby Bears on the road against the Guards and Slade Chacon, plus 113 for Slade. Guards have the frying pan. Also, Cade Smith, 2 of 3. Sean Armstrong, 2 of 3. Again, not disastrous, but Smith, 2 of 3 at 41 pitches. That's pretty high. I forget which is where it was loaded. 1 second. One of those was a heavy workload. No, I'm thinking about somebody else. I'm wrong. So Smith was 22 last night, and he could go again. And Armstrong was 13. He's probably available. I just want to start laying the groundwork. So, like, again, this is just to let people know there was a change. It's a minor change, right? It's not a blanket change. There are going to be, I have scaled bullpen adjustments, right? You got to twist the nips, depending. Let's say all these guys that we're worried about go again, and it's, Smith is 3 or 4, and Armstrong is 3 or 4, or the Braves is a better example because they had 3 guys, including their lefty. That's when you're really being careful because that reforms an entire bullpen. So again, nuance and context, corner stores. When you roll with the big dog, and the fucking Spartans.
This is Sparta!
Damn right it is, Leonidas. So I've got, Chicago modeled for a pretty comfortable win. I actually have, and this is another like green flag. What's the opposite of a red flag? It's a checkered flag. I don't know what the fuck it is. I'm not a flag guy. I don't know flags, Donnie. I don't know flags. So anytime we have a fair market value beyond the favorite, it's like has to count for like double value. Because again, that is real. There is a favorite bias in MLB that is absolutely quantifiable. So when you're there with the numbers, especially with Cleveland, maybe us having, again, just a little bit of worry about the bullpen. It's not, attack the bullpen. But we have our little worries. I think Shota greater than sign Slade. I think Cubs offense greater than sign Guards offense, right? The Cubbies haven't been great. The approach has been better. Better hard hit profile. Scoring more runs. Not like the Cubs bullpen's been bad. So you put me down for a little Shota. Give me Cubbies to win it, right? Shota can go distance. And I think as we go further, I don't think our edge wanes because of the bullpen situation. So give me the Baby Bears to win it. And let's move it on. It's the Jesus Lizard, Jesus Luzardo on the bump. Oh my God, me and like anytime I show any kind of confidence, what do you want from me? What do you want from me? Aaron Nola, who's like good but not great. Yeah, he had the big WBC start. That and $1 gets your fucking cup of coffee in the corner. These Rockies are just atrocious. I mean, they're eventually going to wake up. But, gosh, look, I have it up on the board now. Rockies through 261 team plate appearances have a 269 OBP, 605 OPS, 30% K to sub-6 walk, 16 swing and strike, 40% chase. These are just untenable numbers. 270 WOBA, that's a 59 WRC+. plus. They're not hitting the ball hard, but again, they also have the highest swing rate in the league. So the Rockies are the most aggressive and just the worst team. This is a press, right? This is a full press going on right now. They're in the shitter, and we need a mercy flush. Are we going to get it today? I don't know. Again, just baseball betting and life as it is kind of tells me, yeah, they couldn't get Nola, but they're going to yoke Luzardo today. So, I don't like to bet any kind of unders. I also struggle even betting sides in Colorado when it's not the Rockies. I'll take these fat money lines when I think we have a chance. I just don't think they have a chance as constituted today. I really don't. Dollander is okay. His style of pitching doesn't play up because it's too much contact, right? He doesn't induce chases. He has a really good fastball, but he gets hit because his command and control is not good, and he ends up getting yoked. The Phillies are hitting right now, right? If I'm not mistaken, the approach is good enough. They're significantly better than the Rockies. So is everybody. So, yeah, it's gross. I mean, this one's juiced to the absolute balls. It's like Philly run line or nothing. Again, I'm slightly under the 10.5, but you don't really want to go that because I have 6 and 4. So model reading matters. And yeah, I don't know. Betting the Rockies is stupid, right? Just don't do pitching analysis in cores. That's about my best advice. Lopez back up in the chat. You think Dustin May gets rocked? I like Tigers to win 2 straight. Yeah, me too. Not to bury the lead. We're going to circle back for some early parlay stuff. Again, I want to just giddy up. I like to take a little more time on the 7 o'clock ones because people actually look forward to that and sit during the day with time to do their research and bet. The other games put you so far under the fucking gun. It's not say the analysis should match it, but we just don't have the time. I don't have the means right now. I don't have the audience either. You know what I'm saying? So tell a fucking friend. All right, let's get back on track. Clay Holmes, let's go Mets go on the road against Landon Roop and the Gigantes. I kind of liked Roop. I was surprised the Mets modeled out as a winner here, so I kind of got this one close. I was also leaning to the under, but the totals are at 4 and 7.5. So I think I'm on pretty much a fade here. I don't like the model's results. I don't, being a fucking baby. Not that is how we do this. But there's also no value on the favorite. Or the dog even, right? We'd like it a little bit closer because where we like the Giants, I guess you have a sniff, like a cent or two. But again, depending where you shop, it may have even moved since then. So I feel like if I'm putting the Giants on you, I'm kind of projecting. But like that is my pick. If it's a little bit gut, I guess, and it's a little bit like fake model love, because again, I never like to misframe, right? We technically have the Giants as a slight loser, but it's within a decimal. So like what the model's actually telling us is we kind of have a 4-3 game, and it's probably going to be decided late, and I'm not exactly sure how that's going to pan out. Next up, Emerson Hancock, my boy. We got to get a gold star, right? I think we do. Because though it's really early and you shouldn't be victory lapping fantasy baseball outcomes, if you do hit on early production from an off-the-board pick with, like legitimate, realistic optimism for a breakout, yeah, you're damn right you should be fucking jacked up when no one else was talking about grabbing Emerson Hancock as being a legitimate breakout candidate before the season started. And, he looked unhittable. He looked unhittable in that first game. Now, Cleveland is not great, but he was freaking awesome. He went 6, no hits, 1 walk, 9 Ks. Emerson Hancock looked freaking redonkulous. So, yeah, you should take a lap on that. You sniffed out, when you may have started him. Even if you didn't, you're starting him now. He has massive trade value. And look, he's a fucking heavy-ass favorite, against a Angel team that is not great, but has shown a little bit of life. So, you just gotta, like everything else, nuance and context with the victory laps. All right, so it's Hancock and Jack Conowitz. I can't get the Conowitz. He's freaking gross. Remember also, the samples that you see are so large because right now we're doing 25 and 26. But I also try and do my best to keep, everybody in the loop with a little bit of more recent stuff. Again, not that we want to be overreacting to it, but if you just scroll over, if anyone is thinking about, oh, man, I'm interested in this. So this is the view only matchup view, right? Everything used to all the bins, discipline, elevation, hard hit stuff. We have totals. I've got splits. There's a prop columns, K-walk, game started, and pitches per game started. But then also 2026 only, the bare bones. Konowitz already off to a terrible start. 11 and a quarter ERA, negative KBB, like a guy that had like freakish control. Like I don't remember. Usually the reason we like control is because it's like a sticking point. It works. And Konowitz was like a 3% walk guy, and that just exploded. So I think they're going to get destroyed today. This one was on the borderline of catching a stretch. It's another one with these. This is a new one we're noticing that as the books, right? They'll take all your favorite money. The price of that dog is not moving proportionally. So that's like that's the not say the problem, right? That's the great enigma, right? With fucking trying to bet sides in baseball, it's why it becomes so difficult. It's also why even just betting underdogs, like for my people that used to just blind bet dogs, it's become more difficult because the prices are they're not moving the way they used to in both directions. They're moving one way and not the fucking other. So again, I should probably stretch this. I'm going to leave them up. I'm going to make sure I'll catch them going forward. Because I think you should be on the Mariners regardless. I think there was some weather stuff also, if I'm not mistaken. And, LA is kind of showing some life, but I know we're not supposed to be overreacting to the small sample, but, I think Hancock is the guy we just saw and not any of the bad stuff we've seen in the past. That's just me. I'm wrong all the time. But yeah, Seattle, completely crushing. Sorry, I flicked off my betting board. I want to price it before I suggest it, but for me, it's Seattle run line. Yeah, even money. Okay, let's go. I was hoping for a plus. I was hoping for a plus, and we're gonna get we're gonna get our ninth frame, being on the road, and the Angels pen is ass. They've pitched okay, but the underpinning stuff is gross, and it's only a matter of time before the wheels fall off that bitch. You'll see there's one more at the end. It's doubleheader. I don't really like to go too nuts handicapping doubleheaders, the second one at least, because we don't know what's going to happen. Now, if you kind of like Sproat to bounce back and think Lugo will do his thing, I think an F5 under is in play. I also kind of worry about the hitters are all they've had multiple at bats and feeling locked in maybe. Also, Sproat was really gross first time out. So, you got to be careful betting on that if he walks into a buzzsaw with the Royals. So, I'm going to fade the doubleheader until we have more info. Let me just get an idea for the afternoon stuff. We got 4 at 4 and 3 at 1. So let's divvy them up like that. Let's do the 4 o'clock set first. That's Tatsuya Imai. And again, so this is a victory lap I don't want to take, but I am getting ready to say, I told you so. I worry about certain profiles transferring over. I worry about all profiles transferring over to America. Imai in particular, I was worried about. I thought people were completely overpaying for something they never saw. He got annihilated. He may have learned something or picked up on something or tipping or mechanical. Possible. I would not be backing him. I would not be starting him. I do not want nothing to do with it. Let him. We haven't done this for a while. This is a Missouri, right? Yeah, I know I have the stupid New York accent, but I know. To show me fucking state. You got to show me, bro. So, Imai is on the Missouri list. Tatsuya Imai has to show us, especially pitching in this park against Luis Morales. These games are over or nothing. I was trying to juice it, and I didn't quite get it over the 10. But I'm right at the 10, so for me, you could go over, because I have them both at 5. So for me, this is a 5-5, game that goes, extra. I'm saying the theoretical like model outcome. Yeah, it's over or nothing. I'm not looking for any kind of production from either of these pitchers. The ballpark, again, it's a freaking joke. Offenses. See, this is the thing. As I am starting to weave 2026 in, the A's have been so bad. They're tanking everything. Look how about you could tell who the A's and the Rockies are just by the hitter board searching out all the blue. Right, all the blue is bottom 10th percentile, bottom 5th percentile. The A's are the worst team in history right now. And the funniest part about it is Shea Langoliers is going nuts. So you have the worst team ever with one guy doing nothing. I would love to see the team splits without Bangoliers. So that's probably why the A's fall short. But Imai's been so bad. If you're going to get up off the mat against anybody, oh yes, it would probably be him. So yeah, give me the scoring and let's move it on. So if we're building an afternoon, the 4:00 parlay starts with a Houston Astro 010, although I'll be honest, if you're building it on a book with alt lines, you hear me talk about this all the time. I hate to recommend juice, but when I'm parlaying, I will lean into like the pairing favorite. So like I'll go the over 9.5 is minus 135, and like that's what I would do. Next up is Shane Baz. Oh my gosh, this is it's a complete rerun of my freaking nightmare from yesterday, but I'm getting ready to step on the rake again, people. I like Baltimore. I'm sorry. I like Shane Baz. They're pitching. I think they're going to hit. I'm sorry. But I'm a fucking mark for the Orioles as a Yankee fan. I'm not, I wasn't really buying Machinsky. I had some sharp fantasy players trying to get me on some midseason changes. I think Halsker was on it. Jake is the man, a good friend of mine. Now, Machinsky was okay. It looks like maybe he got touched up on the way out. Baz was bad his first time out. And it's not to like make excuses. I just don't want to overreact to that. I think Baz has got the goods. I think Machinsky is more of a reliever. I think he's good to start and then wears off as he sees hitters multiple times. He has these crazy TTO splits time through the order. So I'm a fucking mark for the damn Orioles. Damn it. The Pirates offense should suck and the Orioles offense should be good, but it's just like not happening for us. I'm on it again. Back to the well for Johnny. Give me Baltimore as the slight dog, minus 102, and move it on. Next up, Randy, Macho Man Savage, yeah, on the road for the Friar Tucks against Connolly Early, my fucking guy, and the Red Laundry in Fenway over at Yaki. People, again, there's another guy, Vasquez, people are in love with for a reclamation tour. Not me, not today. For me, it's Boston or nothing. I am not betting against Early with your money. Not happening. That is like my guy. He is the man. It was like just the purest fantasy target, like dark horse sleeper to finish as an SP1. Give me, if there was to be one fucking rookie or whatever to earn Cy Young votes, he's my guy. So I'm all about the Early train. As far as pricing goes, it's a little bit hot, but I think it probably falls into the smaller stretch category. So, yeah, give me the Sox. I think they beat up on the Pods. I think we have them every which way. Next up, Chad Patrick and the Brewers. I'm going to take the same play as yesterday. Give me the Brewers to win it. Patrick, I think, is a legit MLB starter, and Luinder Alvila, even though he's okay, is an opener. And I think it's Bailey Falter following, and now it's a fucking doubleheader. So, like, if it is Falter, I think they're going to force him for 5 or 6 innings. He's not coming out after one. He's the long relief on the doubleheader day. So, for me, this is pretty easy. I'm a little surprised Milwaukee is a dog. I don't believe they should be. So, even though I know I kind of mentioned avoiding doubleheaders. The first one's a little bit easier to cap, I think. I'm also an asshole because this was one of the 2 o'clock games. I just have it, orders get messed up. I'm not gonna freak out. I'm not gonna freak out. Maybe we'll that's it. We're gonna have to go with a full morning, afternoon mega parlay. Them's the rules, bro. So give me Milwaukee for the win. Throw it on the pile. The 4 o'clock one I missed should be easy enough to do. It's Dodgers and Glass now versus the Nats and Jake Schwerven Irvin. I mean, if there was ever a Dodgers run line or nothing, it's this one. I just don't even think the Nats get to Glass now. Again, we're getting elite teams doing elite things. I'm a mark for the Dodgers. Big surprise there. Next up, bullpen game. I'm going to fade this one. This one I'm not interested in, although I'm starting to get maybe... Okay, Mason Flaherty, opener, starting for the Jays against Grant Taylor, opener for the White Sox. Taylor also pitched yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. He's a beast, though. But you're only going to get one inning. If I were going to bet anything, it'd be 0.85 because I just don't trust anybody here. Maybe the White Sox offense is a touch better than the public thinks, though the stats not really bearing that out. Blue Jays offense, I do think, is good. I really, really like Taylor, but after that, I don't know who's getting all these outs. So for me, it's 8.5. Not sure if I want to throw that one in the pile, though. I mean, I guess I could. Give me 1 second. Let me mark my board. I'm putting these up on a fucking site, and I'm not marking my board. And I got to do the show picks for people. Sorry about that. Hold on. Let me just catch up really quick. I had the Dodgers covering it up. I'm out on Houston Athletics. Baltimore gets the win. Boston gets the win. And Milwaukee gets the game 1 win. All right, back on track with that opener again. I'm to the over 8.5. Toronto and the White Sox. FGO 8.5. Yes, please. All right, now let's finish up strong. As always, we're going to get out of here in just a minute, people. I absolutely promise. I went out of order and I twisted myself into a little bit of a knot. You better not mention that again, you cocksucker. Who knows that joke? Is it just, okay, it's Cardinals and Dustin May on the road against Jack Flaherty in Detroit. It's on Mega Mark, Detroit cover again. Another perfect example. I was talking about this yesterday. It kind of came to fruition. Detroit didn't explode, but they did handle their business. Detroit against contact righties are going to fucking crush. They're gonna be doing this all year, I think. May struggles against lefties. It gives up home runs against lefties. Detroit is like platoon heavy to the left-hand side against right-handed pitching. So give me Detroit for the cover. And I have some irrational I have some irrational parlay going on right now that I would never actually recommend, but here I am. Oh my gosh. So just the early Mega Millions parlay is Astros and A's over 9.5. All right, I wasn't a void. I wanted the alt. Orioles get the win. Boston gets the win. Milwaukee gets the win. Dodgers get the cover. Tigers get the cover. Jays and White Sox go over in a bullpen game, and it's plus 75-1 or something absurd. Yo, Jake Hughes. Might be Hughes or Hughes. I'm not sure, but you can let me know. Jake, you're one of the guys, man. Yo, put your handles. If you do any kind of content or social media or, want promotion, I am not one of those. If you're part of the community, like the Rising Tide, you're going to lift everybody. I've been appreciating your support. Jacob tweeted some really nice stuff. And it's actually pinned. I retweeted and pinned it because, one, we're all seeing how poorly companies treat employees. If you want to support people, there it is. It's at Sports Sci Jacob, like sports science, SPORTS, SCIJACOB. Follow him up on X. Super sharp, lots of free content also, and friend of mine, friend of ours, just kind of doing the thing. Appreciate you, my man. Also, again, no one really doing it like us. Support. He says I support everyone who supports the others. Kerm, Spooner, Toast. Yeah, I mean we're a kind of unique crew. Give me monotone football. Also, give me Stewie and player prop Savant. A couple people, Prop Bomb out there doing the thing. Thunder Dan doing the thing. Frankie A. People that care about they care. For me, that's it. They're sharp. They put in the work. They know ball. They care. Corby's on that list. Even though, bro, holler at me, kid. What's up? Something I said? All right, we getting the fuck out of here? Let's get the fuck out of here. That'll do it. So there's a monster mega million parlay in the books. I swear, I can't believe I hit a fucking 175 to 1 without everybody yesterday. I can't believe it. How many times has that gone the other way, right? Meaning anytime you make a manual error, it's like a guaranteed loss, right? If you meant to go over and you go under, guaranteed loss. I can't believe I made a manual error as the eighth leg of a fucking internet toilet parlay. And it was a hit. I just can't believe it. I can't believe it. That was, Jacob had one more for us. It says it all for the low cost or free. We all want to succeed. I'm the same way. You know what I mean? I keep the Substack really cheap, man. When you think about all the tools and all the time that I'm saving you if you do this stuff at all. Right? Even if you're a content creator, even if you sell your own stuff, even if you're subscribing to other stuff, there's massive value here. I mean, while I'm talking that shit, might as well walk everybody through it one more time. And then we're going to get out of here. Of course, I'm showing you the pitching sheets. You've seen the algo tab. You get bullpen stats. You get team stats. Those are going to be split lefty. They are split lefty to righty. I'm just not really using them. Soon they're going to be split L7, L14, L30 as well. And you can't find this shit anywhere. Who has X Wobicon L14 lefty split? That's going to take you more time to find than it is worth it to just pay for the fucking thing. And I do it for you for the whole week. Again, value matters. You get the Cook bullpen report. There's also a probable sheet, right? A sortable sheet. If you're wondering, you could sort the pitcher stats, use the sortable sheet. Matchup is for the view only. You get all the implied team totals every single day. SP ranks. I even have last year's stuff, plus there's some bets and fantasy baseball waivers, just all the stuffs and the things you could stomach. So from Big Johnny Stud and everybody here at La Costa Geza, happy holidays to everybody. Have a blessed weekend. Be safe. Call a friend. Call your damn parents if you're fortunate enough to have them. Seriously, man. It is fortune. Even if they were rotten. And I know that shit's out there. Trust me. I ain't one of those people living in the fucking clouds. I was very lucky. We may not have had stuff, but I had people. And that shit matters. I also know people that had stuff, but not people. And that sucks. Right? But if you could find it in your heart to find that shred of decency, this is the weekend. Take the L. I'm telling you. Take the L. Swallow the pride. Take the L, rebuild the bridge, rebuild the connection. You're going to fucking thank me. And if it doesn't work, that in itself is a relief. Trust me. You don't think I've given up on people? I've given up on fucking people. But I also had family and friends that I let dissipate and disappear. Don't do that. Build. Don't destroy. Good fucking advice, you know what I'm saying? So, thank you for picking up what we're putting down here at Corked Stats. Enjoy the games, enjoy the day, and when we done with the book, enjoy the pay. I love you. Like, retweet, comment, all that shit, yo, because it matters more than it should. Peace out, yo. Happy Easter, paisans.